This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming at you with another wargaming and miniature video. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is the Caesars, Legions, Heroes, and in here we get 6 characters. We got Mark Antony, Julius Caesar, Marcus Crassus, Lucius Vorenus, Pompey the Great, and Titus Pullo. We get a ton of cards, and yeah, let's go ahead and tear off this plastic and dig into this box. All right, we got the plastic off of the box. Now let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get on the inside. Okay, we get our blister pack with held in place by cardboard. That's standard. We have 5 foot bases, and then we got the lovely Warlord blister pack, which I love the Warlord blister packs. They're just pressed into place right there. All you got to do is kind of give it a little bit of a pop, and they open up super easy. I love the Warlord blisters like that. Okay, so this was packed by Rodica, or Rodica. Same one as packed my last one. Got a couple of pill bases. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's dump these out. Let's take this, drop it off somewhere else. Take a look at those cards here in just a second. Everything's in resin. Wow, like Vorenus, I had him in metal at one point. Well, now he's in resin. Okay, we'll get to all these in a minute. I'm just going to push them to the side a little bit. We're going to take a look at these cards. Let's go ahead and get them out of there. Julius Okay, I don't know why he was upside down. Oh. I got 2 Marcus Crassus. I don't know why I got 2 cards. Okay, let's take a look at this. Julius Caesar, level 5 cavalry hero, 180. Okay. Pompey. He's not Pompey, but he's Pompey. 130. Lucius Vorenus. He's 100 points by himself. Mark Antony, 175. Titus Pullo, 75. Crassus, 225. I got 2 cards of him. I'm going to have to see if there's a difference between the two. Just looking at the front, they look the same. Yeah. Looking at the back, they look the same. It looks like I just got an extra Marcus Crassus card. Okay, right here we got just hero. So this is any hero that you build, and then you can give them some ability. For 50, Hero of Rome. Give him a large shield, Cuirass, chainmail, Pila. Yeah, you can give them pretty much anything. Okay, so we're not going into the details of each of these abilities that they have, but I do want to touch on a few of them. Tactical Mastery. After forces are deployed, but before the battle begins, Julius Caesar can make an opposed bravery check with an enemy hero, his opponent's choice. For every point by which Julius Caesar wins, one enemy unit of his choice can be removed from the battlefield. At the start of every turn after the first, the enemy unit can attempt a bravery check. If successful, it can be moved onto the table that turn from a table edge in its deployment zone. So basically, he'll delay a number of units. That's pretty cool. Wealth of Rome for Pompey. He has deep pockets, willing to spend it on allies. If a warband wins a battle with Pompey in it, he will spend a fortune to see it enjoys continued success. The warband will immediately receive an amount of denarii equal to half the denarii value of the enemy warband that has just been beat. That's a lot. That's 50%. That's huge. But that's all he does. He only helps if you win. Duty is all. Verna's staunch believer in the Republic. He can re-roll any failed bravery checks. First of all, I thought when you had a hero, you didn't have to roll for bravery. Or, no, that's not true. You roll on the bravery of the leader. He personally doesn't have to roll bravery. Okay. Mark Antony, up Pluto's arse. If any unit in Mark Antony's warband fails a will to fight within 12 inches of him, instead of being removed from the table, they will perform an immediate and free move action. They must move as close to him as possible, and this will count as fleeing from close combat. However, any casualties gained from this will not cause another will to fight check. Okay. Titus Pulo, he's rash. If he's involved in close combat with an enemy unit led by a hero, he must pass a bravery check or be forced to challenge him. Okay. Weakness of others. Crashes is adept at spotting an enemy's weak point. Before any melee checks are made during a melee action involving him, he can choose to cancel out any number of the opponent's parries by expending his own on a one-for-one basis. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and zoom in on these models and take a good look at them. Okay, we're looking at Pompey the Great. Now, you'll notice that there is very little of this flash that you have to clean off. Very few mold lines throughout any of these resin models, but they retain all the details of the metal models. I think this is an outstanding direction that Warlord has gone. That's Pompey, and look at the detail on that model. That is really good. And you're not supposed to, or not need to prime these, but I'm still going to prime them. Okay, that's Pompey. All right, now this one would be Julius Caesar. He's got his laurel wreath head, and he's got his arm extended. Big, huge cloak. There is a little bit of resin flashing, sticking out right there, but that's okay. His toe has a little bit. This guy has a lot of it, actually. But the resin cuts really easily, and it's flexible. So if you drop these models, they're just going to bounce. Okay, that's awesome. Here's Mark Antony. Now, I had all of these models previously in metal, and I think these resin ones look better. They look like a cleaner mold. The metal ones were a nightmare to clean up. Who do we got here? Marcus Crassus. He just looks like a kick-ass model. He's in a serious pose. Okay, so now you should be holding a cloak back. Ta-da! Cloak. That needs trim, and that needs a little bit of a trim. But it just goes on his shoulder, and you can see how that arm is holding the cloak back. That's cool. Yeah, that's super cool. I love it. You can have him with or without a cloak. I like him without a cloak, actually. Maybe I can put that cloak on somebody else. Everybody else has already got a cloak. Okay, so maybe he's got to have one. But it's just freaking cool. I love the detail. The sword and the freaking crest. Okay. Now we're looking at Titus Pulo here with his forward thrusting sword, and he gets a shield, and he's yelling. There's a lot of detail on this. Chainmail. Yep. Titus Pool looks really good as well. Okay. Varenus. Now that's a crest for your butt. That's a serious crest. Okay, his sword blade goes into his sword hand. There's a lot of detail there. Detail on that guy. His toenails. That crest. Pulo. Anthony. Pompey. Crassus. And of course, Caesar. All right, and that was the heroes, Caesar's Legion's heroes. And appreciate you guys coming out and watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.